How is the critical reception for Transformers growing, yet the box office is shrinking?
Standing on business, ready for revenge. It's the sweetest victory, and that's a win. I can't believe I'm going back and forth with my twin.
Transformers 1, directed by Josh Cooley, and is uh, the eighth installment in the Transformers franchise overall. Well, ninth if you count the 80s animated film and the second animated Transformers movie to be made. Uh, so Transformers 1 tells the story. It is the entire origin of Cybertron and the brotherhood that Optimus and Megatron once shared, and before Megatron turned to the dark side and formed the Decepticons. And it was all a Sentinel Prime's doing. Uh, and we also see Optimus's friendship with Elisa and Bumblebee. Yeah, fun fact, Thor and Black Widow are Transformers in this movie. I mean, is that wicked or what? I can see why this movie is, being praised as the uh, GOAT of the Transformers franchise by the majority, as it's finally giving, well, what the fans have asked for the past 17 years. No Earth and no human characters, just a mega Transformers movie like the game War for Cybertron. And this movie, for the most part, gives you that, just not as elite. But as for me, I was still, well, uh, 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 optimistic about Transformers 1, as it's like Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts is being what the Bayformers should have been. And though I will say, to me, Transformers 1 is, I mean, I do wish I could call it the Transformers masterpiece everybody is hailing it to be. But I would say this is the most overhyped and slightly overpraised of the franchise. I mean, this is a good Transformers movie, but I don't think it's a great one. It's by no means tops Bumblebee. Bumblebee is still the undethroned uh, goat Transformers movie, and nobody's changing my mind on that. I am on the same wavelength as Frozen with Studios and Pajak's perspective about this movie. I mean, although I would even I would even rank Transformers 2007 just slightly above this one. That said, it is a microscopic step up from last year's Rise of the Beasts, and as I mean, and it, at long last, we have an animated Transformers flick that is just about, well, transforming robots exchanging fists on their home world. I mean, what more could you want? But I do think this movie does suffer from too simplistic writing and some inconsistent jokes. I mean, the jokes are 50-50. I mean, way better than the sexual humor of the Bayformers. And there's no unbearable human characters like John Turturro in Revenge of the Fallen, and there's no, well, bland human characters like in Rise of the Beasts here. The characters are all Transformers, thank God. Even if a Haley Steinfeld's character in Bumblebee, she still remains my absolute favorite Transformers character, and none of the characters in this movie do hold a candle to her. But the but Cybertron does look stellar in this movie and epic. I mean, and this movie is not trying to be overly epic like the Bayformers. It doesn't needlessly pad itself out to 2 hours and 45 minutes, unlike Age of Extinction, and it's an hour and 45 minutes, so it is a standard family movie runtime. So all kid Transformers fans will dig this movie and won't be bored by the pacing, and the action is not too overblown. It is exactly as exciting and as all-out fun as it needs to be, and the and Alita is well the best character in this entire movie. Yeah, yeah, Scarlett Johansson. I mean, one of her first voice acting roles is in Mindy in the SpongeBob movie 20 years ago, in fact, and yeah, she knocks it out of the park as one of the first major female Transformers, and her scream, one of the uh, uh, most memorable parts of the movie, uh, and Chris Hemsworth does make for a rather solid Optimus Prime, and even if he's no Peter Cullen, and but uh, Megatron is well done better here than in any of the prior Transformers installments. We finally get some more the backstory of Megatron that we deserved. Like, he wasn't always bad. He wasn't always just a black and white generic villain, and he was once Optimus's best pal. It's so their friendship gave me Mr. Krabs and Plankton vibes. The fall of their friendship is this movie's uh, big tragedy. So this does have well more emotional stakes to it than other Transformers movies in that regards, the and even the soundtrack is okay to listen to, and the end credit song "If I Fall" with its rap tone does fits well a universe and a world made of metal with robotic beings, and though this is uh, a more family centric Transformers film, when the Autobots and bad guys do throw down, there are some surprisingly shocking moments in the action, like when uh, Megatron turns evil and shoots Optimus, and Optimus nearly dies for a second time in a Transformers movie since Revenge of the Fallen. But then he's revived as the Optimus that we know and love. And so, yeah, but his fake out death is done way more dramatically here and directed so much better than the forced one in Revenge of the Fallen. Though when it comes to my negatives with Transformers One, the most obvious one to point out is a Sentinel Prime, the villain. He has the most reused villain motivation to death, and that he wants all power and wants Cybertron to be his and everybody to kneel before him. That's all. He feels like he is only there to drive the wedge between Optimus and Megatron. So I I think he could have been developed as well as Megatron. There was no excuse not to. I do think that Bumblebee is the weakest of the main Transformers here. I think he was done well considerably better in Bumblebee as well as the Bayformers. I can't believe I am saying that, but it's true. In the Bayformers, he rarely talked, whereas in this movie, he just sounds like a your every other transformer, and by making him talk as frequently as the others, they've stopped making him unique. But also stay for the credits, because the post-credit scene of Transformers 1, one of the best scenes of the movie that does decently set up a sequel with Megatron rising the Decepticons, though maybe the sequel to this movie will be the last Transformers movie that we get, as well. As so few people have seen this movie, those who have are praising it to death. But this is the lowest grossing Transformers film by a long shot. Even Rise of the Beast is more successful financially than this, and yeah, and uh, and studios uh, will base their franchises on the box office takings always, but nonetheless, overall, Transformers 1, there are much worse prequels, and there are also much better, but this is a still a enjoyable middle of the road origin story of the Transformers.
I give Transformers 1 3 stars out of 5. Good movie.
So yeah, not bad Paramount, not bad, but the Sonic movies that you are making should certainly take notes from Transformers 1, and have the Sonic movies just be in Sonic's world without human characters, and plus Transformers 1's post-credit scene is a hell of a lot better than Venom's The Last Dance, so there is that. I love you guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this late to the party review. So now my Transformers reviews are nearly complete. I mean, I I may get to reviewing the animated 80s one in 2025. And what are your thoughts on Transformers 1? Is it your favorite Transformers movie, or does Bumblebee still stand as your favorite like me? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time. And happy November to you all. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.